Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here, Totem Pole Nation. We are live here on a Tuesday. Hope everybody had a phenomenal weekend. I had a great weekend. I was able to help out at my main man. Oh, yeah, the Isaiah Wynn first annual clinic. And man, it was just so good to get back there and hang out with all the coaches. Got to see a lot of former players there at Lakewood High School here in Southside Saint Petersburg. What a blessing it was just to see the family. You know what I mean? The football family is one of the most important families I believe you can have in life. You know, you're gonna have a brotherhood, a bond with guys for the rest of your life. That's probably why we're talking right now, isn't that right, Coach?
We are blessed. We are so blessed to be a part of Totem Pole Nation, the Life Lessons podcast, the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast. Somebody called me a podcast guy. The Joe Rogan of football podcasts. I took offense to that. I'm not just a podcast guy, you know. But this has been fun, hasn't it, man? It's been a heck of a ride to just take our first video 7 months ago, do our first podcast in January. You came on in the end of January or February, and now we're over 100,000 subscribers. We're meeting all kinds of people. You want to tell everybody, who do you have on deck to come on Totem Pole Nation? What professional boxer?
Yeah, it's in the works, man. The first guy to knock out Roy Jones Jr. And that is one of the most elite names that you can name in boxing. But I'm talking about the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver. Yeah, man, that's who I've been trying to link up with. Um, he's just the man around this area. You know, I had known him when I was working in Tampa. Then I moved to St. Pete, seen him up at where I was working at the time as well. And just always, man, just a stand-up guy. You know, just so blessed to have his friendship and everything. And you know, I've been talking some cyborg news with him. You know, it's possible maybe we get cyborg to transition. You know, you never know. A fighter's a fighter. You know, he doesn't have to just kick people in the head. He could punch them in the face. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to maybe getting those guys to, you know, collaborate a little bit and just to gain the wisdom from this guy. You know what I mean? He's a phenomenon. You know, he's a legend, and I'm glad to have him as a friend of mine. But yeah, that's one of the things we got in the works. We got quite a few things in the works. And yeah, man, we'll just see what happens. You know, we've been very blessed, and hopefully we can keep just keep the blessings coming. You know what I mean?
What do you think about Jesse Sapolo?
Oh man, I thought that was a phenomenal podcast. You know, you went live yesterday on a holiday, which was just phenomenal. I'm sure there's not a lot of people that were doing that. You know, you went live yesterday with him. And as soon as you did, you know, I'm really tight with some friends that are huge 49er fans. You know, my brother Ben, he is a humongous 49er fan. So yeah, I sent the link to him. My buddy Bill Armstrong, same thing, man. Sent the link to him, and then you know, Scott Williams, you know, Scotty Bradshaw, who we went to school with, another huge 49er fan. So I sent the link to those guys. And yeah, man, I was blessed. I got to watch it and everything. And it was just awesome, you know, the background that he came from, you know, six Fs, you know what I mean? To all of a sudden, you know, doing his thing and playing in the league. You know, you can you know, you never want to put yourself down. There's always room to grow and get better, you know, and that's the thing. Sometimes you hit rock bottom, and you know, that's when you can kind of recreate, you know, the person that you want to be. And yeah, man, it was phenomenal just to see, you know, what he's doing for the Polynesian community and everything. That's just it's love. And it was so cool because so much of it, you know, I got to see firsthand, with the Isaiah Wynn camp because, it was free for everybody. Man, he got everybody nice T-shirts, gear, swag bags, wristbands, footballs. Man, it was just it was so positive, such good vibes, such good energy, and he fed us good, healthy food. Man, I'm talking chicken, rice, broccoli. Oh man, it was delicious. You know what I mean? So it was.
Yeah, he looks like he's leaned up a lot.
Nah, man, he's still rock freaking solid, man. He's still probably I'd say probably in the 315 range, 305
Yeah, but I mean, there
range,
ain't much fat on him.
Oh no, man, no, man. His legs are tree trunks and his chest. He to me it was so cool. We're talking about what you had on with Jesse yesterday, but man, he looked like one of the old school Samoans, man. He looked like Sika or Afa out there because I'm used to having him have his hair rolled up and everything. But yeah, man, he had that fro waving and yeah, man, it was just it was so awesome to see him and to see his brother, man. His brother has always been a big fella, always probably been around that 300-pound range. Tall guy, probably 6'4", 6'5". And man, I saw him. He was 240 pounds. I could not believe it. He looked so good. And yeah, man, we just got to kind of reminisce about, good healthy choices that that we're trying to make as we're getting a little bit older here. You know what I mean? Health is wealth, my man.
Yeah. Chance, I have not sent your hat out yet. I'm gonna get that done this week. I'll let you know. I'll send you a message on Twitter when I get it out to you. So I went around and tried to find some other football coaching podcasts that I could listen to, so I could see what else is out there. Because I don't know. I've never listened to a football coaching podcast. So I looked at Brad Kowski's football coordinator podcast. And I saw that he had a podcast that was 3 days old, that was 32 minutes long. And I saw that it was Bob Trott. I'm a huge Bob Trott fan. Bob Trott coached the DBs for the New York Giants for Bill Parcells, coached with Mike Pope. Then he went on to coach for the Browns when Romeo Crennel was the head coach. And then he was the coordinator at University of Richmond. He was a coordinator at UVA. He was a coordinator at JMU. So I hit him up. I listened to the podcast. I found out that the podcast was 5 years old, that they were just putting out a 5-year-old podcast. So I was thinking, man, Bob Trott's on this podcast. I'm going to hit him up to get him to come on mine. And I found out that it's 5 years old and it's 32 minutes. And the first 5 minutes was a guy talking that won't Bob Trott. Yeah. So then I checked out the AFCA podcast, Inside the Headset. I mean, I asked the guy to come on our podcast, Coach, the American Football Coaches Association. Now, it may get out there that I didn't pay to go to the American Football Coaches Association convention. So next year I may be arrested when I try to get into the convention center and walk around like a homeless person. This year I might not be able to walk around because they're going to be saying, that's that podcast guy. I'm not a podcast guy. We are reality stars before there was reality TV. This guy right here next to me, Coach Bald, was one of the first influencers, video makers. If they would have had YouTube, he would have had a YouTube channel. He had the first camcorder ever. Thing cost like $300. Me versus me. Who is the competition, Coach Bald?
Yeah, man, it's always, at the end of the day, man, it's got to be, you got to be impressing that man or that woman that you're looking at in the mirror. You know what I mean? You can, you can try to impress the rest of the world, but, have demons within and not be right. You know what I mean? Look how we lost, somebody like Robin Williams, one of the greatest comedians of all time. And we see this, and that was another awesome thing about the clinic. We all talked about mental health and everything, and it is, man. You when you're not right, that's when you have to reach out and you have to talk. You need to talk about it. You need to get that stuff out of your system, even if it's just talking to the dog, even if it's just talking to the dog, just getting that information out will feel better. It rolling out of your mouth, it will feel better. The blessed thing is the people that we know, the kids that we know, they know that we're in their corner. They know that we're, coaches, and we're not just coaches for, the 2 to 3 to 4 years that they're with us. We're coaches for life. You know what I mean? And that's why, maybe I haven't seen some of the guys as much, but man, as soon as we get together and start reminiscing, it was a beautiful thing, man. I probably picked up 6 or 7 different phone numbers that I didn't have of people that I've always been concerned with and always wanted, to be in their corner, for. And that's the thing, it's you always want to be in the corner when guys aren't doing well, but man, when guys are doing great, you want to be in their corner as well. You know what I mean? To see him give back like that, man, it just made such a huge impact on me. It's like, wow, I might have had this much to do with everything he's got going on, but man, that much feels it's infinity to me. It's
You
infinity to
thought
me.
you were
It means
helping
everything.
him, but he
That's
was
right,
actually helping you.
man, without a doubt, without a doubt. And I had another conversation with another coach, and we both kind of got in there about the same time. He might have got in there a year before me, and he just kind of pulled me aside and said, I was going through so much negativity stuff, and that going there and coaching and helping those guys out was the best thing. It lifted up all his spirits, and it really did. It made all that pain that was going on, it put it on pause for a little bit. Sometimes if you can just do that, you can realize that things are going to work themselves out. Maybe they're not as bad as they really are, but it's good to see that you help people. You helping people, it does, man. It comes right back at you. It helps you. Exactly what you said, though,
Chance,
Coach.
Chance wants to know, are you familiar with the high school recruiting space on Twitter Wednesday nights? No, I'm not, Chance. I've only been on a few Twitter spaces. I used to listen to all the experts of the Memphis Grizzlies, who some of them think they're smarter than the coaches of the Memphis Grizzlies. The guy only went to the University of Penn. Yeah, a business school. Yeah, he's pretty
Wow.
sharp. But all the guys who get on Twitter space and talk about what they should have done. So I'm not that familiar with Twitter spaces. I know people talk, you can't see them, and everybody's an expert. High school recruiting space on Twitter Wednesday night. You're going to have to type in there and tell me what it's about. Are they trying to help kids get recruited? Are they talking about who are the big name recruits? What is it is exactly about? The only competition is ourselves. That's Lou Holtz. And yesterday, when I put out that tweet, I had this meeting with this YouTube cult. It cost
Wow.
$6,000 to be a part of their cult. And they teach you how to be on YouTube. I told the dude, I said, dude, I ain't got $6,000. I don't know anybody that does. All right. So I said, thank you for talking to me for 2 hours and telling me all about what your cult does and how y'all operate, because that's really helpful. But I told the guy that I was a hustler, and he said, you're not a hustler. And I said, sure, I'm not. The guy was an actor. I said, dude, I don't know who pays you, but they pay you a lot of money because you're good. The guy was excellent, dude. I
Oh,
said,
that's
you're
great.
excellent. I said, I don't. He said, out of a 10 out of 1, how likely are you to join today? I said, a 10. I said, it's a 10. I said, I don't know what you're doing, but it works. It's a 10. I'm going to do it. And he said, well, it's only 6,000. I said, only
Only.
6,000. I said, y'all don't have a payment plan? I mean, I said, how about this? How about if I go to work for y'all and you teach me to do what you're doing, and then I can get the information, but
Access.
I work for you. And he goes, you're a problem solver. And I said, yeah, that's right. I'm sure I'm a problem solver. But what they talk about is pretty much, what are your goals? You want to monetize in this? Man, dude, we don't even know what we're doing. We're the low man on the totem pole. We're not a podcaster. Coach has a phone. He has a phone that's like an iPhone 5. He's videoing off of. He doesn't even know how to use earbuds. All right.
And these
I
are
got a
terrible.
$25 phone and a desk cam. All right. If you ever want to get into podcasting, don't buy an expensive camera because they're too complicated and they're always messing up. You got to charge them. Get a desk cam. All right. So Chance, here we go. That's what we like. We like engagement. They have college coaches, guest speakers talk about the recruiting process, and they answer questions for parents and players about recruited by colleges. I look forward to that. Put in the comments some of the coaches that they've had on their Chance. Looking forward to that, All right, so let's talk a little bit about this. I like Pat Tillman. I'm a big Pat Tillman fan, and it was Memorial Day yesterday. So let's talk a little bit about Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman was recruited to go to Arizona State University. And the head coach told him, you're going to be redshirted. He said, okay, I'm only going to be here 4 years. You can redshirt me if you want, but I got other stuff I want to do with my life. So he pretty much told the coach, like, do what you want. But he was a hippie. Pat Tillman was a hippie. His parents were hippies. He used to climb all the way to the top of Sun Devil Stadium, and they took a picture of him on top of the light pole sitting with his shoes off, and the coach went crazy and said, what are you doing? You could be killed. And he said, well, I go up there every Friday before the game. I mean, he's like 500 feet in the air. And Pat Tillman was a different bird. Pat Tillman marched to the beat of his own drummer. Pat Tillman is an American hero. All right. And this is what Pat Tillman said about the recruiting process. It sucks. Everybody lies. Man, the recruiting process. Wonder what that's like. Wonder what that's like when you're a 14-year-old kid and you're built like a grown man. You have coaches from Alabama and Georgia and the University of Miami. I saw Uncle Luke took a shot at the Miami Hurricanes. And I was about to reply back to him, but I did not, because I was going to say that Mario Cristobal and Alex Mirabal are fans of Uncle Luke. And we were two kids from the suburbs, and we had 2 Live Crews tape. And we saw those starter jackets, the buttoned-up nylon satin jacket, whatever it was, man, with the Hurricanes across the front. Man.
Banned in the USA.
What a goat. So he was saying something about if a kid transfers somewhere in Miami, they get a Miami offer. I guess a kid transferred from some high school to another high school, and then the Hurricanes offered them. It's a hustle. It's a hustle. It's a business. A lot of these guys don't have a soul. Their soul is gone a long time.
Yeah, that area specifically, man. If they could just build a fence around that area and just keep the talent there, the U would be back top 3 in the nation every single year. Every year.
Well, I didn't even get to my point about Paul Boudreau. Paul Boudreau, I put a tweet out about Paul Boudreau, and I said the best coach Paul Boudreau said he ever worked for was Jimmy Johnson. And I tagged Jimmy Johnson. And he replies back.
Wow.
He's actually replied to some of my DMs before. Jimmy Johnson has. But how cool is that, man? I got to get his new book, Swagger. He invented swag. He invented it. Man, that guy had a plan, dude. He left Oklahoma State and went to the Miami Hurricanes. And then he went to not the Miami Dolphins, the Dallas Cowboys. I hated him. I hated Jimmy Johnson. I hated Michael Irvin. I hated Troy Aikman. I hated Emmitt Smith. Why? Because I was a Redskin fan. I hated Michael Jordan. I was a Celtics fan. I'm pretty sure there's some Celtics fans out there that are 10-year-olds that hate Jimmy Butler. Man, Jimmy Butler has a strikingly resemblance to Michael Jordan when he's shooting. All right, I'm not saying he looks like him or anything, but Coach, bald. Scottie Pippen says that Michael Jordan was horrible? Wow. I mean, Michael Jordan's son sold your wife. But horrible, Coach?
It's you don't make good decisions when you're seeing red, when you're angry or really pissed off. Your decision making, most people's decision making is disgustingly awful. When you're seeing red, man, you will say the worst things that you possibly can. And if it's somebody that you really care about, the things that will hurt them the most. And so I think that's a little bit of what you saw there with the Scottie Pippen, issue. I'm sure he's hurting. So, he's going eye for an eye with it. If I could rewind a little bit, you were talking Jimmy Johnson and, me being a guy that's been a lifetime Bills fan, he wasn't really high on my list either. But as you grow older, you learn, how to respect people for what they've done, as a big picture. You try to detach and take your team out of the equation. And man, one of my favorite Jimmy Johnson stories was when he was coaching the Cowboys. Maybe his second year or something like that. They were having a film study issue, and there was a like a backup linebacker, and they were watching film, and the linebacker had fell asleep in the film, and Coach Johnson, he fired the guy. He waved him, got rid of him, just like that. And then, that next day, a reporter went up to him and was like, well, Coach Johnson, we heard you, you cut this guy for falling asleep in a meeting. And he was like, what would you have done if it was, Troy Aikman that fell asleep in the meeting? And he said, well, I would have walked over to Troy, patted him on the shoulder and said, Troy, wake up, we're watching film. And so the methodology behind that is he said, look, this guy's a backup linebacker for a reason. You know what I mean? He's not putting in the work. I can't have guys like that. If my superstar just happens to fall asleep, I'm going to treat him like the superstar. So that's what he did, man. He treated his players by their value. If you're one of the top guys, maybe he'll give you a break. But if you're just on the cusp of that roster, you're not getting any breaks. You know what I mean? You need to prove your worth. And so I kind of liked that, and it made me as better as a coach because you can't coach everybody the same. There's some kids that as soon as you yell at, they shut down and they're nothing. And then there's other kids where they won't get dialed in until you go off on them. And that's just how life is, man. You've got to learn the people that you're with. You've got to learn them. You got to see from the inside out. You got to see with their heart, how their heart beats and stuff like that. And, motivation is a beautiful thing. And it's something that, you have to learn your players and learn how to keep them dialed in, keep them motivated because people are different. And that's the beautiful thing about coaching. You know what I mean? Is that you can have such a huge impact on these guys. I remember a guy, Lindell Golden, that was playing at Lakewood, and he had fumbled a punt. And I'm telling you, man, there's some things you just don't do. And I'm telling you, everybody jumped on him. All his teammates just ripping him on the sidelines. And I didn't see anybody else go over to him But I went over to him and I gave him a big hug and I said, look, there's going to be a play. You're going to make a play, man. Don't worry about that. Drop that. Okay. It's over. It's done with. There are no rear view mirrors in your helmet. All right. We're going to keep going forward. And late in the game, man, he had a pick to kind of seal the deal. You know what I mean? And after the game, I just told him, I said, hey, man, remember what I said to you? You know, so it is, man. It's just one of those things, man. You know, you got to know how to pick people up when they need it. You know, sometimes a good philosophy that we've done before is, you know, when we're getting our teeth kicked in, just kind of letting the guys know, hey, look, the world is not over. You know what I mean? It's going to be okay. And then when we're kicking some people's teeth in, sometimes that's where we're more fired up and in their face. You know what I mean? Because we see them, you know, laying low a little bit. You know, you see them cutting up a little bit when you got a big lead. You know what I mean? That's the time we're coaching the heck out of them. And then sometimes when we're just, you know, getting our teeth kicked in, hey, the world's not over. You know, we're going to put this fire out. You know, just remain calm, and keep believing, and keep focused.
Yeah. Riverside Military Academy Prep. I like that. Riverside. It should be Riverside Southwest Military State Academy Prep. That would be a name. Man. The Celtics.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that with you, Coach.
I went to bed because it was a blowout.
Yeah.
You know, Eric Spoelstra, Alonzo Mourning. That's right, 7'5'7". Where's he from? Indian River High School? I'm not sure. I need to look that up. I'm messing up a little bit on my 7'5'7".
Who, Alonzo Mourning?
Alonzo Mourning.
I thought that might be Indian River, to be honest with you, but we're talking
Pat
30
Riley.
years now.
Man,
Yeah.
the first play-in team to ever make the finals. And now it's the Nuggets. The Nuggets and the Heat.
It is history making. Okay. You had an 8 seed, a play-in, playing in the finals. And also in hockey, you have an 8 seed, the Florida team. Yeah. They were 8 seed as well. They are playing in the championship as well.
What's the name of the Florida team?
They are the Florida, oh my God, Hurricanes? No.
That's an excellent name.
That's Carolina. I think that's Carolina name.
The Stars?
No, that's
Ric
Dallas.
Flair wearing the Stars in the Tyson.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson.
They got knocked out last night by the Vegas team. And, man, I'm telling you what, you got teams that have been playing hockey for feels like 100 years, like Toronto, that just can never get, you know, to the second round of the Cup. The Florida Panthers, my man Dylan, thank you very much. Florida Panthers, sorry about that.
You know Dylan, Coach?
Yeah, man, great guy, man. One of the biggest Baker Mayfield fans of all time. He's going to some games with us this year. He's a humongous Bucks fan.
There are Baker Mayfield fans. Man.
Dude, he's the president. He's the president.
Dylan, did you see the video we posted? Dylan, what's his name? The Baker Mayfield card collection that guy had, and he looked just like Baker Mayfield. It might have been his brother.
Wow.
I mean, this guy had 4 cases of cards signed, rookie cards, everything. Yeah.
Now, when they win the Super Bowl this year, that's his lottery tickets, right?
I don't know what the knock is against Baker. You know, I know he's not an elite athlete and he doesn't have elite size and everything, but he's a winner.
Yeah.
And I guess he was a prick or a jerk or something in the locker room, or maybe some other guys were jerks like OBJ. I mean, but dude, he was a walk-on quarterback in college. I mean, he overachieved. And then to be the number 1 pick, man, that's a lot.
He's got that moxie.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that, man. I like
who's
that.
Who's the OC now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, since they fired?
Yeah, young guy that was out in Seattle, I believe. A young guy that was out in Seattle. So we'll see what he does. I mean, you know, if he can do what he did with Geno Smith, man, I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the NFL, stands for not for long. Man, Mike
Yep.
Pope.
Now he was tight ends coach for Jason Witten and Jeremy Shockey. Is that correct?
And Mark Bavaro.
Whew. Wow.
The dude coached at Florida State in 1970.
How long did he coach with Coach McNally?
Just when they were with the Giants. And he was the tight end coach for Fawcett. And then when Coughlin came in there, Coughlin kept him because he was a Parcells guy. So, and then McNally went to the Bills. But man, this guy, I'm telling you, he is intense and he is serious. He don't play around, man. I mean, I think he wanted to keep talking at an hour and 15 minutes, but I didn't want to keep him. I didn't want him to keep going because I didn't want to tick him off. But man, he's the guy. I don't know if you remember seeing it, but Mike Pope is the guy that when he coached for the Redskins, Steven Alexander, he had the goggles that he would put on his tight ends where they could only see from the front and the rest was colored in like blinders. And then he had all these crazy drills with the Cowboys with Jason Witten where he'd take all the bags and put them on top of the tight end. Then they had to jump up. And then he talked about his drill he had with the Giants. He put them in a shed and opened up the door when the ball was already about halfway there. Now, it's kind of like getting the guy to flip around, you know. But he, man, I mean, to have him and then to have Al Groh and then to have now Bob Trott, that's 3 Parcells guys.
Yeah.
OOUs, one of us on the podcast. Man, dude, Jimmy Johnson. When you get up to Jimmy Johnson's level, that's the gold jacket crew. I mean, he's in pretty elite company.
Oh, man.
I mean, when you talk about coaches in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, there aren't a ton of them. There are not a ton of them. Vince Lombardi, Sid Gilman. I'm pretty sure Hank Stram's in there. Don Coryell just went in. John Madden's in. Joe Gibbs is in. Bill Walsh is in. Dick Vermeil's in. Tony Dungy, I'm sure, is in. So, I mean, man, that's elite company. Jimmy Johnson. I can't believe that he replied to one of our tweets.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Let me ask you this, Coach. So to go up, I'm sorry. Well, how did the whole thing work? Okay, to go down 0-3, then to fight back to tie 3-3, and then to lose. Is this a modern day Bill Buckner defeat by the Celtics?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, the Celtics, dude, their coach was an idiot. He cheated on Nia Long. Brad Stevens. You're the next Pat Riley. All right, that guy, he's made the deals, and he got that team back there, man. And for that, not the coach that's coaching them now, but the guy, I thought he got suspended for a year. I thought he was coming back.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't want him to go anywhere else. But to cheat on Nia Long, dude, I mean, it don't get no better. So, I mean, they didn't have they're a more talented team. The Celtics are a more talented team. But Jimmy Butler and his crew, they just pulled it out, man.
Yeah, man. They get Tyler Hero back.
When?
He's ready to go back, man.
So Tyler Hero is ready to go for the finals?
I believe so. They said he's been cleared for all basketball. So that's a huge pickup right there, man. I mean, guy was averaging 20 a game.
Yeah, man.
Those guys willed it last night. And, Tatum rolling his ankle early to start the game. It's never a good thing.
Yeah, I like
Never
Tatum.
a good thing.
I like Tatum. I put him in. I'm not saying he's Kobe Bryant right now, but he's kind of out of that Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant mold. I mean, even Kyrie's not big, but they have that similar type of game. But Tatum is. He's not small. But how about this? How about the guy that got released by Michael Jordan in the Charlotte Hornets? And the dude was working out in J. Cole's gym. And J. Cole, who, I don't know a lot about J. Cole. I only know a couple of his songs. I wasn't really listening to music when J. Cole was very popular, but I know he pretty much begged Jay-Z to put him on. But he's very talented. He's smart. The dude's got one of the greatest freestyles ever, the Big Tippin'. Have you ever heard it?
No.
Oh, we're getting ready to have a copyright violation, dude. We're getting ready to have a copyright violation. That's okay, man. But we'll pay the fine.
Wouldn't be the first.
It wouldn't be the first, man. This ain't entirely freestyle, but dude, this is sick.
It's good written freestyle. Oh man, we got a heart on here.
J. Cole, man. J. Cole put on.
Hell he wants.
What's the guy's name, man?
All right, Chip, we ready?
You got it, Mel.
Yes, sir. LA Leakers Sour Milk, just incredible. This one has been about 12 years in the making, man.
Yes, sir.
I got
niggas, I'm pure.
I got a fact.
Baby.
Wow.
Don't have no motherfucking.
Yeah, I love this. Man, this is hard. This is hard.
Hot hand. Let's do it, baby.
Hold on, though, man.
Hard.
You rapping. You rapping today, man.
Understatement.
You fucking with this right here?
Yeesh. Classic.
Classic shit only, man.
It's a classic.
LA Leakers. J. Cole.
Woke up this morning and wanna hate shit. I get fresh as shit. I keep it humble. My closet like Dover Street used to be bumming. Some days I'm still bumming. The difference is now it's by choice. Got just to peek out the window. These little niggas different. They don't play Nintendo. They play with extendos. I hope you can limbo. That chopper gon' spin you around like a judge on a voice. I'm from a city where most niggas never get lucky enough to see something outside county limits. I ran up the ditches. I don't have no motherfucking business. Complain about nothing. Ain't got no time and no patience for lists they be making. Or who they debating is better. Let's face it. He one of the greatest. No Bill Cosby shit. But if niggas is sleeping, then fuck 'em. Most niggas don't understand me. I don't do the Grammys. I be in my jammies on sofa. Most niggas don't understand me. Ferrari or Camry, I bet I look good in them both. Most niggas don't even get this cold. How you on top, but you don't got no bitches? I know. Most niggas don't even get this. Family, no. Look at my ceiling, it's endless. I'm sick of these bitch niggas feeling the sentence. It ain't in the vitamin C and they system to get rid of me. I'm a killer, relentless on top, but I sound like I'm still in the trenches. I come from the villa, I turn villains to victims. Reaches the RIP, fill up your missions. A message for niggas that's feeling ambitious. How come a nigga still ain't to the prime? You bitch, all season coming May 14th. Fuck all y'all niggas, it's over for you.
Coming from the trenches.
Man, that guy. When I heard that, I was like, wow. Wow. He ain't on no Bill Cosby. But if they sleeping, then yeah. Man. Have you ever heard that?
No, man.
That was hard, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was hard, wasn't it?
That was good stuff, man. He's an LA guy, right?
Nah,
He's from LA guy?
Fayetteville. He's from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah. You're thinking about Nipsey, or you're thinking about the other guy that performed at the Super Bowl. I can't think of his name, man. We're old now. Look at this, man. Golly. Look at this gray hair.
I know, man. That's what I was telling some of the people this weekend. I was like, well, since the last time you saw me, I've lost weight, I've lost hair, and everything got gray. I thought it was going to get, it wouldn't get gray after football. It's gotten way gray.
Yeah, man. So this will be on Apple Podcasts, episode 2. Can you believe that, Coach? Yeah, so we're going to have to violations.
Let's definitely maybe tomorrow's show or the next walk people through the process of hopping on Apple and getting this thing rolling.
Yeah, well, I think we I think I'll post some links today off the totem pole.
Okay.
You know, maybe make some clips, but like I saw one person already gave the championship football coaches clinic a 1-star rating. So we got some haters. There ain't no way that the championship football coaches clinic is a 1-star. I've listened to other podcasts. All right, they're trash. And I ain't even a podcast guy. So, Coach, I'm getting a little negative, but
Yeah, man, let's reel you
Coach.
back. Let's reel you back in. At the end of the day, it's me versus me. Okay, look in that mirror, make your changes, make things happen. We can always have bad days and stuff like that, but let's not pitch a tent and set up and live there for the rest of our lives. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it forward. Let's keep it positive. Huge shout out to our sponsors, Cultivate Wellness. Go to the website. They've got plenty of topicals, chews, you name it. Give them a call. Walk on in. Let them know what's hurting, what's not feeling right. You're not sleeping good. You ain't got a good appetite. They can fix you. They can get you squared away. And a big shout out to Saint Pete Rejuvenate. Check out our website. Health is wealth these days. Right now, if you log on, you should be able to enter. We're doing an IV hydration where we'll be drawing it at the end of July. I believe August 1st is when we will be making that drawing. And, hydration is a very critical deal, especially in the warmer months. Stay hydrated, guys. Stay hydrated. And, what do you got to say about that? Me versus me, Coach.
Only competition is ourselves, man.
Yeah, man, without a shadow of a doubt. And Totem Pole Nation, we love you guys. We're gonna try to free the Madness. Madness has been banned. He received a lifetime ban, is what we're hearing on Twitter. So who
post that on
knows?
the totem pole, man.
Yeah,
Just
who
show everybody that
knows?
he got a lifetime ban from Twitter.
Right, it is true. He has a lifetime ban. So we're gonna try to figure out
Banned in the
ways.
USA. Hey,
Yeah.
You gotta make some band in the USA.
We're gonna see about possibly how we're gonna be able to link up with him. He still has TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. So the Madness still has TikTok available. I know a lot of people are sketched out about TikTok. So use caution. Use caution when following the Madness. But we love you, Totem Pole Nation. You guys have a blessed Tuesday, and we'll see you for Win with Win on Wednesday tomorrow. Love you guys. To the next episode.